Welcome to rSlash Best of Redditor Updates, where OP discovers her brother-in-law's Reddit account and realizes he's a psycho. Our next Reddit post is from Throwaway Partner Props. I'm a 21-year-old woman. My sister Jane, who's 28, has been with John, who's 27, for 2 years. I found his Reddit account totally randomly. I googled his name as he's a journalist, and I found a Reddit account with the same name. I clicked on it, and I found tons of Reddit posts ranting about his girlfriend's family, mainly her little sister. At first, I thought that I just came across a random, disturbed individual, but clicking on the post revealed more. Both my sister and I have unique names. Not super rare, but uncommon enough that they're noticeable in a list of names, and neither of us have met anyone with the same name as us. Plus, our surnames aren't super basic either. Think Aurora Fernsby. It's fake, but that name is pretty similar to mine. He also mentions enough personal details for it to be undeniably him. I wouldn't be writing this unless I was 99% sure. The posts are all either posted to vent/rant subs or straight to his Reddit page. They all just have like 0 to 3 upvotes and a few comments spread across, from what I can tell to be 100 posts. They're all mostly complaining about my sister, me, or our mother. The most concerning post is about me, though. I have a varied past with men, mainly influenced by sexual assault. I'm in therapy, but it has made me more weary around men that I don't know. This apparently enrages John. In this post, he details out how he plans to offer to drive me home next time I visit them. But instead of taking me home, he'll detour and take the scenic route through the country lanes in our town. He says he wants to make me afraid enough that I'll do something to her. But after 15 or so minutes, he'll turn around and drive me home, therefore showing me that not all men are creeps and want to hurt her. His logic seems to be that since he acted weird but didn't hurt me, it should click in her brain that not all men are bad. The post is very long, like scrolling down for 15 seconds long, but he rants about how it's unfair that I flinch around him whenever he makes big gestures or yells at the TV, because he'd never do anything. He says he can fix me more than my therapist. A lot of the post is weird, incel-y talking points. I was bawling reading the whole thing. There's one comment telling him to get help, but John just responds, "I don't need help. She does." His comment history is also concerning. A lot of weird incel talking points, which doesn't make sense as he has a girlfriend. I'm not super versed in incel ideology. There's a lot of stuff about sexual assault, women's roles in relationships in society, and other races/ethnicities/religions. I'm terrified of John. We weren't close before, but we didn't hate each other. To me, he was just a grown man with vastly different interests, and we would never mesh cleanly. Now, I don't know what to think. My mind is frazzled. I'm gonna tell my sister, but I don't know how. I have screenshots of everything, links, etc. I just don't know how to lay it all out. Also, for some clarifying context, down in the comments, Opie says that she's not that close to John, her sister's boyfriend. And also, when she was sexually assaulted by her now ex, she ended up calling John to pick her up, and she had a breakdown in the car and told him what happened. Then, 2 months later, Opie posted an update. I'd made my mom and uncle aware of the situation. We all agreed that waiting for my sister Jane to come home from a work trip to tell her was the best course of action. When she got back, we sat her down to explain everything. I showed her the screenshots, the posts, and walked her through everything John had said. She was quiet at first, just reading through the messages with this shocked look on her face. She started accusing me of overreacting or somehow getting the situation wrong. She said that maybe John was just venting and didn't actually mean any of it. She also suggested that I might be reading too much into his posts because of my past trauma. My mom and uncle tried to step in and back me up, but Jane wasn't having it. She kept saying we were blowing things out of proportion and that we didn't understand John like she does. At that point, she was getting really upset, and we were all talking over each other. Then, Jane said that I've always been distant from John, and that maybe he felt uncomfortable around me because of how I act. At that point, I was done. I made it clear that if she decided to stay with him, I would have to limit my contact with both of them. My mom and uncle backed me up on this, and we all said that we couldn't trust John to be part of our lives anymore after seeing what he wrote. Jane stormed out of the house after that. She's barely spoken to me since, except for a couple of cold texts saying she needs to process the situation. 2 days ago, Jane showed up at my door completely unannounced. She looked like she hadn't slept, and the first thing she did was apologize. I was shocked because I wasn't expecting her to come around so quickly. She told me that after she left, she couldn't stop thinking about the posts, and she started going back over everything in her head. She said that she told John about the situation, and when I went to check, all the posts had been deleted. This annoyed me and my mom, who was on the phone, as we told Jane to keep quiet for safety reasons. Luckily, I have all the evidence saved. She said that John had blocked me on everything to preserve his career, and that he was super pissed off with me for stalking him. What? He even told my sister that the account wasn't him, rather someone at work who hates him. I obviously didn't know everything that happened between them, but it's caused a rift between them. I've moved in with my uncle for the time being, as I was afraid of John showing up on those first few nights. We looked into legal options about the posts, but found nothing that would help us. My uncle said he's going to help me get in contact with his work, but I'm scared of John's reaction if I did that. Currently, my sister isn't totally settled on leaving John, so I've gone low contact with her. She said her reason for staying with John is because she just can't see John acting like this. Luckily, I have friends and family who are on my side. Yo, John's a nut job. Who does he expect to believe these lies? Oh, these posts aren't me, but literally the same day you told me about the post, they just coincidentally got deleted. What a doofus. It seems like the sister knows what decision she needs to make here, she just needs to build up the courage to do so. Our next Reddit post is from rSlash Am I the Butthole. I'm a 25-year-old woman and my boyfriend is 36. In 2017, me and my boyfriend saw a couples therapist. After 3 sessions with her, I refused to return due to her blatant flirtatious behavior and extremely judgmental attitude towards me, which my ex-boyfriend called me delusional for pointing out. She had told me that I seemed too immature, not ready for therapy or a serious relationship. The whole thing was focused on my ex-boyfriend and his complaints about me. She never asked about my feelings or perspective in the relationship. We broke up about 2 months after the sessions, but I stayed living with my ex-boyfriend until November. Once I moved out, I had to return to our old apartment to get mail. This was in December. And this was the first time that I saw my therapist with my ex. They happened to be getting ready to go out on his motorcycle and were both wearing full-face motorcycle helmets. But I knew from her body type and hair that it was her, along with my instincts, which suspected something was going on the whole time. But nevertheless, I moved on with my life. I just found out yesterday my ex got married due to a friend telling me about a photo that he posted on Facebook. The photo was of him and my ex-therapist celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary. I found her Facebook with the name change, and sure enough, they got married September of 2018. This was less than a year after the breakup with me and my ex, and barely over a year after our sessions with her ended. I'm considering filing a complaint with the American Counseling Association. My friends and mental health counselors I know say that I have enough evidence. I'm not upset that my ex moved on. I have as well. I thank the universe every day that I'm no longer with that narcissist. However, I feel deeply disturbed to find out that he married our therapist, especially remembering all the harmful stuff she said to me in the sessions, which, to be honest, really messed with my head. I fear coming off as a bitter ex. Am I the butthole? Then, the same day, OP posted an update. So, one of my friends has basically taken it upon herself to investigate this therapist. She found out that this is the 3rd last name this woman has practiced psychotherapy with. Under her first last name in 2014, she was charged with a DUI with property damage. She also comes up on health grades with 5 1-star reviews and an overall 3-star rating. Essentially, what this new information does for me is confirm that she's an awful human being with terrible morals for quite some time. There's no way this is the first time she's caused undue harm to a client. Therefore, I can say with certainty that I am reporting. Our next Reddit post is from K2K Athlete. I'm a pro athlete. I won't say which sport exactly for anonymity, but it's one where you can play singles and doubles. I met my girlfriend 2.5 years ago, and we had a wonderful relationship. I also made it very clear from the beginning that I would often have to be away traveling around the country, and occasionally internationally to compete in tournaments, and she accepted this and has never had a problem with it. Until the coaches paired me with this girl, Lucy, whom I'll admit I've become very good friends with, but that's it, she isn't my type. Lucy is very conventionally attractive, and most guys, 100% not me, would find her more attractive than my girlfriend. I think some of my girlfriend's gossipy friends have gotten to her head, telling her that she shouldn't trust me going to hotels with this attractive girl without her there. My girlfriend is always welcome to come along to spectate, but usually she can't because of work. She then started reading into things that aren't there, like not being happy that me and Lucy hugged each other after winning a tournament together recently. Like, what? And apparently looking too close on the team's social media, even though those pictures are designed to make the team look tight-knit. She's asking all sorts of unreasonable things, like asking me to stay in a separate hotel from Lucy. The coaches book the hotels, and the whole team stays in the same one. It would look so strange if I asked not to be with them. My girlfriend was not happy with this explanation. She's now demanding that I ask for a different doubles partner, which I refuse to do. Firstly, because doing so would, to me, look like I'm admitting there's something going on when there isn't. And secondly, I'm not messing with my chances of success and winning titles because she can't get over her insecurities. During a recent conversation, I admitted to my girlfriend that in the run-up to the Olympics, I'll probably be spending more time training with Lucy than ever before. And she absolutely blew up, saying she loves me, but she can't deny what's going on right in front of her eyes, and she can't do this anymore. I screamed, "There's nothing going on," and she stormed out and said she's going to her parents for a few days. And that's where we are at the moment. My goodness. I love this girl so much, and I just want her to trust me, damn it. I've never given her a reason not to. Any advice on how to convince her to trust me? Please don't say ditch Lucy as a doubles partner because I'm not doing that. Then, 7 weeks later, OP posted an update. I don't know if anyone really wanted an update, but things got pretty crazy. After my girlfriend stormed off to her parents, we spoke again over the phone, and she still didn't believe me and was tired of it, so we agreed to end things. She came and collected her stuff a couple of days later, and I thought that would be the end of it. Then 3 weeks passed, and she suddenly comes to my place at night telling me what a fool she's been and claiming she had come to her senses and she knows I wasn't cheating. I was pretty happy to hear that, and we had some pretty great make-up passionate hugging, and it seemed problem solved. Then, for like a week and a half, I started to get very suspicious of this sudden change of heart. How she went from being 100% sure that I was having an affair to 100% sure that I'm not, like the flick of a switch. Her behavior was also off, like she was trying too hard to make it up to me. She was never asking me to do any chores like she would before. I was coming home to a girlfriend who had my favorite meal on the table and dressed up sexy for me, which was out of character. I then confronted her, demanding to know why the sudden change. She denied it at first, but then admitted that she hired a private investigator during those 3 weeks that she was gone to get proof of me and Lucy having an affair to prove that she was right. When, in fact, the private investigator did the opposite when he told her after his weeks of watching that we definitely were not having an affair. This was a big breach of trust and of my private life, so I told her that we're over permanently this time. She actually accepted this quite calmly, seeming pretty resigned to it. We then parted amicably. She packed and left again, but I did speak to her yesterday where she seemed in okay spirits enjoying Christmas with her family. And she told me she's getting therapy in the new year to work on her issues and paranoia. And for me, well, I'm all good. I thought I'd be really broken up about it, but I did actually feel quite happy and free. Just enjoying Christmas and looking forward to trying to get into the Olympics without all the drama. Oh, and to those who thought that Lucy might have been into me, she has not made any moves on me since the breakup at all. And there's been no changes in our dynamic. Thanks to all who commented. Down in the comments, Redditors are doing investigation to figure out which sport this is, and it is almost certainly either tennis, table tennis, or badminton. That was r/Best of Redditor updates, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.